In San Antonio, the Spurs got hot late in the season, took a 20-game win streak into the postseason, and seemed to be playing the best basketball they had played in years until they ran into the Oklahoma City Thunder. So now, back to 2012-13 with the question that comes up every year this time, their age.
You know you guys are old again, right?
Yes, as we've been for a long time. I think we won 2007 championship being old. So imagine how we are now. But still there. And as I said before, we made it to the conference finals last year. We were up 2-0. A great team beat us, but I don't think that anybody counted us off.
We were a little bit surprised in the playoffs against Oklahoma City, where we started out the way we always play and ended up, as I call it, identity theft. And Oklahoma City moved the ball like we do and did us in with that, and we forgot how to play and trust. And that was surprising to me, but we did it. And we faced that, and we want to make sure that doesn't happen again.
It was surprising to Greg Popovich, and it was just such a sudden turnaround for a team that had so much momentum going into that series. And it appeared as though even playing their very best basketball, they just ran into a team that they suddenly didn't have any answers for. So what's the ceiling for this year's team?
You know, I think you never can count out a San Antonio Spurs team with Tim Duncan and all those cast, with Manu and Tony. And I think also with the great Greg Popovich, he does an excellent job of X and O's. But I think also, Matt, he does an excellent job of managing those superstars and those old legs, getting them ready. I think when you start to look at the backcourt and then the swing guys, I think they're fine. When you start talking about Kawhi Leonard, who has an excellent year, Steven Jackson, Gary Neal, Tony Parker, and even Patty Mills with Ginobili. But I think the big question for me is that sidekick next to Tim Duncan. You know, I think when you start to look at is DeJuan Blair, will he be that guy? And Pop will rotate these guys, but when it started to get Western Conference time, winning a championship, you got to have a bona fide guy next to Tim Duncan. I don't know if it's Splitter. I don't know if it's DeJuan Blair, but somebody has to step up and be that guy, or if it's Boris Diaw down the stretch to give Tim Duncan some relief on both ends.
Here in early October, how do the Spurs compare with the Thunder and the Lakers?
I think you have to say they're right there, simply because they won it last year, had the best record, and they know how to win. This team, they have it down. Coach Popovich does as well as any coach in the league as far as managing his players, getting them to the playoffs and having them ready to go. If they can stay healthy, they will be right there.